under a rock, or you can turn yourself in, but they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
Just a fact.
Fuck.
I don't have a nickname.
Oh, I don't either. Shit.
We'll be right back. I'm Sam, aka Stupid Sexy Sanders.
I'm Linus, a.k.a. Trustin Trudeau.
I'm Lulu, a.k.a. Heartbreaker by the Grand Chunk Railroad.
I'm Matt, a.k.a. Kathleen Luz. Yes, I'm reusing this name from the bonus episode. No, I don't care.
It's
That's
a good
fine.
one.
Yes,
That's actually
you
the
got
full
feet.
name is that sentence, like all that other stuff.
Okay.
I do just want to take a moment to actually explain my nickname because it doesn't make very much sense if you're not in like the Discord server or anything, but my lovely little lizard, bearded dragon Chunk, developed some medical issues and had to be put down by the vet. And so that name is in honor of him because I loved him dearly and he was a very strong boy and we will never forget him.
Chunk was a hell of a boy. Pour one out for Chunk.
Pour one out for Chunk,
Rest in
folks.
peace,
Yeah.
Chunk.
And now, on to better things?
Everything is bad.
Melania Watch, 2018. So we at this podcast love harassing the First Lady of the United States and speculating on her status, where she is, how she's doing, just normal healthy stuff that we like to do. So we talked about this last week and how she hadn't been seen in a while, and she made her first public appearance in like 3 weeks on Monday at what was it, like some kind of event for like military families honoring
Something like that.
lost
Yeah.
soldiers or something like that. Which, now I'm not trying to be conspiratorial here, but it was an event that was like closed off to the media, so there's like no pictures.
I saw one picture of her like
There-
sitting, but it easily
there
could have
are
been
a
mannequin.
few pictures, I should say. And I am looking at one, and she is next to Trump. She is here in the picture.
Yeah, but
It's
is he
just
like
very-
Weekend at Bernieing her?
There are some strings, but yeah, I just think that's really funny. Yeah, and it was really good because it's, you know how Trump likes to do it, where he goes to a thing that's about literally anything, and he talks about how he's bringing jobs back and how he beat Rosie and how Roseanne was robbed, and just very normal presidential
Wait,
things.
how he beat Rosie?
He beat her in the polls.
Which polls?
The TV polls. Okay,
The big old
look,
ratings.
I'll level with you. I've never understood what his beef with Rosie O'Donnell is.
Oh, I thought you were just like, I thought you for a second forgot that Hillary's name was Hillary and like accidentally just said Rosie instead of Hillary for some reason.
Hillary
Yeah, Sam, I
O'Clinton.
also thought you're a giant dumbass.
Well, that's fine because I am. But what I liked was I saw this it was probably Ben Garrison comic very recently where there was still even more bullshit about Rosie O'Donnell, and I just really like that Ben Garrison, the absolute boy, has sort of folded Trump's bizarre grudge against Rosie O'Donnell into his own identity as a human being, which I really like.
He's just a doppelganger. Like he is like a Trump shadow clone. Like Trump learned how to do shadow clone jutsu, and Ben Garrison didn't dissolve.
Okay, now you've opened this Pandora's box.
Yep.
There's no closing it. Time for me to ask you the question that I assume you know where I'm going with this. If Trump uses sexy jutsu, who is it?
Mike Chernovich.
Cloris Leachman.
Okay, I was thinking Kellyanne Conway.
I don't know why I
hate
said
it.
Chernovich.
Cloris Leachman.
Because-
That's mean to
because he's
Cloris
very sexy.
Leachman. I'm sorry, Cloris Leachman. You don't deserve that.
Well, it's sexy jutsu.
Who is Joan Rivers. He turns into Joan Rivers.
Isn't
Okay.
she dead?
Yes, he turns into her corpse specifically.
It's
That's valid. I have no issues with that.
Joan Rivers faked her death so that now she can be Melania's
Joan
body
Rivers,
double.
Joan Rivers faked her death and has been using sexy jutsu this entire time to pretend to be Melania.
It's
When Melania's too sick.
Melanie Trump. This is how Joan Rivers sounds.
That's not bad.
It's not.
See,
But I
I
could've
don't
done
know
it.
what you're all talking about because I've never watched anime before.
Joan Rivers is
Zach is going to be kicking himself that he opted out of this one.
Joan Rivers is from Attack on Titan.
Now, I need to stress this. Joan lost her entire squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twist it.
We're back, gamers. Sarah's foot fell off, and we're back to talk about more.
I can just continue my joke, and then your edit point will be seamless.
What was
Sam, can you do me a favor and insert a couple of the bop it sound effects here? And pretend that I'm describing my foot breaking again. So then this happened, and then the doctors had to
Bop it.
and then they went ahead and
Bop it.
and then they had to give me right in the
right in the.
Wait,
Where's
hold
your
on,
slide
hold
whistle,
on.
Matt? Hell yeah.
Oh, don't fucking do the slide whistle, Matt.
I by the way, I super can't edit this episode. But
Yeah, I was just
I can put my Bop It zip file on the podcast
excellent,
Discord.
excellent. We do need that. I'll upload my folder of Mario Paint sound fonts.
Nice. Anyway, I'm
I'll
just going to
upload
continue
my
my
folder
joke
of
so we
Mario
can just
porn.
seamlessly edit it together. Hey, does Joan
Perfect.
Rivers, like Attack on Titan, also think that Koreans are subhuman?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about how Joan Rivers is a character in Attack on Titan. Hey,
Yeah.
Attack on Titan's not good.
Remember how it's explicitly fascist media?
Yep.
It's not a good show.
In addition to that, it's just like it's also very bad and very much like it's very. You can very much tell it was a product of the times of like the early like 2010s when we were just all into like uber grimdark. Anyone can die at any time for any reason except for the characters with plot armor.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones of anime.
It's just fucking boring is
Yeah.
the thing.
The-
It's just a...
The thing about Attack on Titan is that the Titan designs are actually kind of cool as shit to me. It's a really weird, almost human but not quite, uncanny valley scary shit to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is part of what tricked me into thinking it was good for like 4 episodes.
Exactly.
And then I didn't even finish the first season because it got so fucking boring. Let's talk about Donald Trump getting a big letter.
Big letter.
Big letter.
We just got... It's a fucking Blue's Clues ass letter from Kim Jong-un.
Ugh.
And he
He didn't
released this
even read
picture
it.
of him holding the letter and looking so happy with how big it is.
I think my
It's
favorite part
tremendous
of
letter.
Big Letter is that he didn't even open it and read
He
it.
didn't fucking read it.
He didn't fucking
didn't
read the
read it.
letter. He just got big letter.
In the interview where all the journalists were asking him about the letter, he talks about what's in it, and then like 3 minutes later says that he hasn't read it.
It's very good.
I mean,
Oh man,
it's great that like world leaders are now treating him like a fucking baby.
now.
Now, like
I think that's really started when he was in a big
Yeah.
truck.
it's
That was when he truly became presidential. You know what's weird though is I haven't heard anything about that letter since the day it arrived, so I'm pretty sure he still hasn't read it.
it's just dick butt.
It's just dick butt. It's just dick butt. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Kim Jong-un said, I'm a tanky now. At the idea, I am extremely tanky for the idea of Kim Jong-un sending Donald Trump dick butt. Oh man, can you tell that we're like super unprepared for this week's episode?
I mean, not a hell of a lot happened.
That's probably untrue. I'm just scrolling through our topics channel.
Also,
and just-
not to put anyone on blast, but Sam and I are normally the ones who populate the topics, and I had an extremely busy week, and I think Sam did as well.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's see. Should we talk about the fucking safety cannon?
Oh,
Shit. Did we not
Forgot
mention
about
that? Was
that.
that not mentioned last week?
No, that was after last week's episode.
Yeah, that was like shortly after.
Oh my god. Time is fake.
I know. So the safety cannon, if anyone didn't hear about it, it's a cannon. It's not really called the safety cannon. I don't know if there's a name for it. I call it the safety cannon because it's a cannon of safety, and
I call it cannonball.
I call it cannonball.
Cannonball
It's
run.
it's a cannon that the idea is it shoots water bottles as cannonballs and can blow through walls. And the idea of it is that if there's a school shooting, you can blast a hole in the wall like the Sims cutaway camera, and then all of the children can pour out through the hole in the wall. And the thing about it that I like is that it's a cannon of safety.
Who came up with this? Like fucking Wile E. Coyote?
No, because he likes danger and not safety. It's called the BCB wall breaker. Well, that's the thing, though, is I'm pretty sure it's designed for, like, the military.
I mean, that's
But
the
for
only
the-
place
yeah,
we're allowed to get technology from now, because that's where all the money goes.
I guess so. Yeah, it says, for many years, BCB has had an outstanding track record innovating for special operations forces. And, you know, what better way to prevent school shooting deaths?
What possible use could the military have for a water bottle cannon? Like, don't they have grenades and shit?
Yeah, but they also have a lot of water bottles that they just don't know what to do with them.
They also, like, ostensibly want to save civilians in some places, as long as those civilians are white.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, the idea of this cannon is so fucking weird because, like, how do you even, is every school supposed to have a cannon? I'm trying to imagine the scenario of the cannon. Okay, the shooting situation starts, and then what? The principal runs outside of the school and, like, pulls. I mean, they got to keep the safety cannon in a closet or something. They can't just have the cannon sitting out for anyone to use.
Or do you have one for
I
every
think
classroom?
that what they do is they have it buried in the yard, and you have to, like, flip a special switch for it to come up, and then it just absolutely fucking bombards the school once you activate it.
That's the thing, though, is a school is many walls. It's not just one wall that you put a hole in.
Well, you just
Like,
put a bunch more, just more cannons.
Yeah.
Do you just have
Just a
you
line
push
of-
the button and a cannon comes out in front of every classroom?
And each of them are staffed by one unemployed veteran who lives in the cannon.
Yeah.
What you do is,
Okay.
like, you remember that scene in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie when Johnny Depp is in jail and then a cannon blows out the jail wall and he's got, like, a really small hole on his side of the bars, but the guys in the cell to the left, they've got a really big hole and they climb out.
And then he sticks his face out and he says, "Where's all the rum gone?" And it's funny and everyone likes him.
That's what happens.
Okay, so that actually does make sense in that case. That actually is a pretty good idea.
Yep. Just blast it.
Yeah. So every time there's a school shooting, the principal pushes a button, cannons flip up out of the ground in front of every classroom, launch a water bottle, demolishing the door, or demolishing the wall rather, and then you've just got like the central walls of the building are still standing, and the shooter is just standing there, like, looking very sheepish and embarrassed.
He's gonna literally look like
his...
Wile E. Coyote when he gets exposed.
I was picturing him
holds up-
holding a sign that says, "Yikes."
and he's wearing the heart boxers.
He holds up a sign that says, "Oh no."
And
Yeah.
then he you ever seen Final Destination 3, that scene where the dude gets his head squished by two weights that, like, crush his
Oh
head?
yeah.
Damn
Like
right
that-
I have.
That's just gonna happen to him.
His head'll just do that.
Okay, why does that part happen?
Because the two water bottles crush his head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have to triangulate his location and just murder him.
Good.
They're like
Yeah,
tracer bottles. Whatever that means.
Yeah, no, you got it. It's just a very good idea. It's what we've landed on here.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is this idea is good, and thank you, Trump.
But I thought
Yeah,
that the problem
yeah,
was,
Trump made it.
I thought the problem with school shootings is that there was too many entrances. And now, like, we're just going around creating more entrances for more
The
shooters
school
to
is
come
going
in.
to become an entrance.
It's like
But when God opens a wall, he closes
a school shooter.
a school
You
shooter.
know, the thing is, one of the schools that I worked on during my tenure at a construction management company was actually just called School Without Walls. So I think they'd be a perfect fit for this.
I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, you remember when they were doing the see-through backpacks? I don't know if they they probably still are. That's what you got to do. Just every school is just made of, like, mesh or like a greenhouse, every school. And then you can always see the shooter coming.
you can hide so many guns. Do y'all remember that video of the kid who has, like, 30 guns in his pants? Do you remember this?
No.
They released this after, like, I don't know, like,
I think that
fucking
was a funny scene from the movie Sinbad that
Columbine.
you're describing.
And it was supposed to show how the weapons the kids can hide in their saggy pants. And it's this kid, and he straight up pulls out like 30 different kinds of guns that get bigger and bigger, just like that fucking scene from Sinbad. And yeah, that was a thing.
So
Huh.
goths will be unfairly prosecuted for this because they won't be allowed to wear tribbands anymore.
Oh no. They're gonna have to go back to Jinko jeans.
Yeah.
Or we can just have like all the clothes be see-through.
Are you saying that everyone should
Enforced
just be
nudity.
nude? Yeah, enforced nude.
I just like the idea of, say someone like it's a, how sometimes someone will have a fake gun and people think it's real,
And then kill them.
What, you
Sure,
mean when people
but
have a
I'm-
cell phone?
Or like when people have a cell phone. I'm just saying suppose someone comes to school with like a plastic fake gun and then the principal pushes the safety button and all of the walls explode and then they're just like, well, we need a new school, I guess.
Yeah, but they're
Nope.
not going to get a new school.
No bullshit.
Actually, no, Betsy DeVos will come in and build a school with her bare hands.
No, the kids are all going to have to go to prison.
No
Well, that's what I
bullshit.
meant.
The thing is, it's really important that you have a plastic gun on you at all times, because what if Magneto tries to attack you? You need to be able to stop him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No bullshit or word of a lie. When I was in grade 11, fucking some kind of class, I think it was like a cinema class or some shit. We got to like film a short film, and we definitely were running all over the fucking high school with plastic guns and fake knives. So like, it's like nothing happened. Just like that was a thing I did.
It was a different time, I guess. And also a different country.
Yeah,
now that I think about it.
2008.
God damn. That was 10 years ago.
Yep.
We've been alive for 10 years.
Rugrats came out 40 years ago.
Rugrats came out 50 years ago today.
I can't believe if Tommy Pickles was alive today, he'd be collecting Social Security checks.
Did y'all?
I can't believe if Tommy Pickles was alive today, he'd be dead from old age.
Did y'all hear that the last surviving cast member of Rugrats just died yesterday? He was 95.
That can't... Okay. God! How did I... What?
How did you
I
get
feel-
Fall
them?
for it? You started that joke cycle.
I have nothing to say for myself. I don't know what just happened. That is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened in my entire life.
Linus, that was some remarkable follow-through on that one, too.
Oh my god. Anyway. Back to looking at stuff in our topics channel.
Can you believe that the cast of Rugrats are finally returning to the Museum of Rugrats, like in the end of A League of Their Own?
Really? We were gonna shit on President Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah.
He's not president.
I mean,
is he? They still call him president, right? Like you don't stop
I
being
don't know.
president because you still get Secret Service, right?
I don't know.
I think that's like one of the things they do is like you still get presidential protection in case
I
someone.
guess you might. You probably do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea, but I do like thinking about now the fact that there are like Secret Service people who are going to have to follow around Donald Trump for the rest of his life.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, he's going to live
That's-
like 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to survive
That's
this
true.
term. Hopefully.
He might. I don't know.
He
I don't
eats so
know.
much fucking McDonald's, though.
He's also very tall, and like you don't tall people don't have like like it's something. Hasn't I heard that? Like every fucking short guy on Twitter is losing their goddamn minds right now. And one of the things that I keep seeing is that the taller people have less of a life expectancy or some shit like that.
Tall
So-
people got no living.
reason.
Well, it's because the taller you are, eventually you're gonna like hit your head on something and die.
It's like, yeah.
That's
or when you-
how every tall person ever has died.
When you fall down and hit your
sorry,
head.
what did President Blowjobs do?
President Blowjobs basically made a comment about Monica Lewinsky because people, I don't know what prompted this to come up, but people were like, do you feel like you owe Monica Lewinsky an apology? And now I need to look this up because my memory is telling me that he said that she owes him an apology. I really, God, I hope that's not right.
I thought he just said no.
Okay, how old was she when this went down? Like 21,
21?
right? Like very young, like a kid, essentially. Ugh.
Yeah, like I think the only host younger is Evan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely saw someone say that she owes him an apology, but I'm pretty sure that was just some shithead liberal on Twitter or something.
Man, what's with the
no,
shitlibs?
he just
Shitlibs ruin
they're
everything.
not good. They're not good. Yeah, he just said that he doesn't feel he owes her an apology. which is cool, and I really liked the response to it, like the thing that I just said, because a lot of people think that she like seduced him with her power over him.
Yeah, I don't think people just know how anything.
One knows anything.
I don't.
Also, I bet he didn't even fucking reciprocate. He got his dick sucked and he didn't even slam his face down in the puss.
Why would he do that?
He didn't even play her lower saxophone?
Don't think that's how that works. Because you're supposed to blow into a saxophone.
It's a harmonica.
I just want to be really clear. As much as I like the joke, I just want to be really clear. You're not supposed to blow into a vagina.
Do not inflate.
Sex tips from us to you.
Choo choo! It's the inflation station. Car on the corner. Episode 2.
Okay.
Lynn, I swear to God, if you mention inflation one more time.
I didn't bring it up. You motherfucker.
This is a politics podcast where we talk about very serious economic topics, and I can't promise that inflation will never come up again.
I swear to God, we have to have a jar for just certain mentions of certain phrases.
You can't target me like this.
Let's just... Is it okay if y'all mind if I... Joe Manchin watch.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, my God.
What's
going on in the show, Joe Manchin?
What's going on in the mansion?
That's good. Thanks.
Fucking scumfuck Joe Manchin said that he's open to supporting Donald Trump in the 2020 election, which is not surprising, mind you. But I do hate him so much.
Remember how him being a Democrat is good and Bernie not being a Democrat is bad?
He is a Republican. He's entirely a Republican.
But it's what his voters wanted, because they voted for a Democrat so that they could get a Republican. That's how this works.
It's so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating, because he can keep running as a Democrat, and like a lot of people are going to vote for him just because Democrat is next to his name and they don't pay attention to politics.
Yep.
And that's the way it goes.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything, Matt.
It's been an honor having you on this podcast, Matt.
Look, I'm really gunning to be the first person killed when we reach $200 on Patreon.
Well, I've got news for you. We don't even have to wait, because if you look under your seat...
Oh shit, it's a gun.
Anyway.
So this just reminded me that I was cleaning out my spam box the other day, and I haven't unsubscribed.
Oh, is that what the kids are calling it now?
Yeah, I was plunging around in my asshole, and I wish I could have gotten through that sentence without busting out in laughter. So let me give that another shot, and you can cut it.
Try to say that sentence without busting a nut.
So I was plunging around in my asshole, and I found an email from Kamala Harris. One of those emails, like when you sign a petition, you get signed up for like 5 bajillion emails that never end.
Yeah.
And this one was like from like 5 or 6 days ago, and it was like, urgent, Joe Manchin needs your help. I'm Kamala Harris, and we need to help Joe Manchin secure his Senate seat or what the fuck ever it is. That was in my ass for some reason. I've gotten really into felching these last couple of weeks.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but I don't like the word.
What, you don't like hearing a sound effect from Bop It? Anyway, shit, what was I gonna say? You said that word and knocked all of my brains out.
Sorry. It wasn't even that funny, but your reaction was...
There's nothing funny about felching.
Anytime I hear you say I hear you say okay, like, okay, I know I've gotten
I'm
something
Bernie
good.
Sanders, and I'm here to talk to you about felching. I'm just stalling while I try to remember what the fuck I was gonna say.
Joe Manchin, Kamala Harris.
Joe Manchin, that's right.
Yeah,
it's just every day I really go back and forth on who's worse between Joe Manchin and Doug Jones.
Everyone's third favorite, Doug Jones.
Yeah, I think I gotta give it to Joe Manchin, because
I think it has to be Joe Manchin, because I think Doug Jones is just kind of like a bumbling dumb fuck, and Joe Manchin is like like just actively seeking out and trying to do harm.
Yeah, I think Doug Jones is a spineless centrist Democrat and a piece of shit. But I think that Joe Manchin is actually just a Republican.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, the thing about everyone's third favorite Doug Jones is at least he did actually, but yet narrowly, prevent a pedophile from being in Congress.
Yeah.
Or the Senate. I don't remember which one he is.
Did we talk... Senate. Did we talk about how McCain purposefully held his resignation until May 30th, which means that there is not an election for him. If he had resigned on May 29th, he would have had to have a successor elected. But by holding his resignation until the 30th, he gets to ensure that the Republicans get to keep a seat, and he ensured that would be passed on to a Republican.
Yeah, fucking figures.
They're
gonna have all of the Republican Supreme Court justices retire on the last day of Trump's presidency, and then they're gonna approve all of his nominees immediately. And the Democrats are gonna say, "I thought you said that there was no precedent for approving Supreme Court nominees at the end of a presidency," and they're gonna say,
sir, I don't think that's right, sir.
Are there any gamers here?
I have been known to
I've gamed before
occasionally in my life.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck out of here.
All right, cool. So I'm actually do you mind if I take point on this one, Sam, just because this is something that I am very angry about?
No, you have to leave. It's just going to be me and Linus as the two Chads carrying on this podcast.
I mean, that's fair. With my mental state the way it is, and the fact that I have to do 4 other podcasts this weekend, I probably should just be considering
I'm
my
so
strength,
sorry
but...
for that choice.
Yeah.
Yes, by all means, talk about this bullshit. I hate it.
So this is sort of in response to like a mass sweep that Steam did a while ago that removed a lot of, quote, anime games. And a lot of it was bad content, but a lot of it was like some stuff like, queer created, quote, I just say this term because it is the term, and I don't mean this as a derogatory like it is for a lot of people, quote, walking simulators.
Walking simulators are good. So.
They are. I like them a lot, but I know that term has a lot of negative baggage attached to it.
What Remains of Edith Finch made me cry 4 discrete times.
It's very good. And so in the follow-up to this, Steam has just said, total laissez-faire policy on this, and that they are not going to moderate anything unless it is, like, explicitly trolling. So...
Or illegal.
Illegal, yes, thank you. And so that just means they're not going to fucking moderate anything, as though they were doing much of it to begin with, but now it's just kind of down in writing that they are not going to fucking try the tiniest bit. With a community that is built with some of the most toxic shitheads in the world, and from a company that is as fucking rich as Valve is, they could hire some good people for community moderation. There are a shitload of idiot gamers attached to Steam, and like you could so easily, for a fraction of a percent of your income, just hire a small team designated to moderating these things for, like, just bad shit. Now it's just the fuck.
How is it moderated now? Like, prior to them making this decision?
I want to point out
the thing is that, like, before this, like, remember when Hatred came out and you could, like, report that? You could, like, report that game. Now you can't report it unless it is doing something illegal.
Hatred, for anyone who doesn't know, is just a game where you are a guy who goes on, like, a mass shooting rampage of civilians.
And they took special care to make it, like, extra graphic.
Yep. And they also took special care to make sure it was all minorities in the trailer that were being murdered.
Yep. And they also took special care to make sure that it was a shitty game that looks really bad.
That too. But so you could, like, go and say, hey, this sucks, I'm going to report it for, abusive content or abusive language or something or whatever. And you could send that into a staff, Now it's just, is it illegal? Is it outright trolling? If not, go fuck yourself, because they're not going to do a goddamn thing.
But I do want to point out, though, this is not a policy change. This is a policy clarification.
Yeah, yep. I mean, it is more or less the same as what they've been doing, but for them to put that into writing like this, I'm really fucking mad about this, because I have been a big Steam supporter for a long time, and, like, there are other communities with, like, other big communities, like, with big shitheads. Like, for example, you see, I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is, like, Crunchyroll. Anime fans are a lot of fucking assholes. And it's not exactly one-to-one, because it's a community moderation versus a developer moderation sort of thing, but Crunchyroll has a very good community moderation team. Some of the people on that team are very competent at their jobs. And Steam, with the amount of fucking money that Steam makes, they could hire a decently competent moderation team.
Yeah.
But they're just taking their hands off
the amount of money that they have. They could do a whole lot of stuff.
They could form their own island nation in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. But yeah, I mean, basically what this whole statement is, because they made a big blog post. Who gets to be on the Steam store? And they just said shit like, common questions we ask ourselves: what do players wish we would do? What would make them happy? What's considered acceptable discussion, behavior, imagery varies significantly around the world, socially and legally. The harsh reality of this space that lies at the root of our dilemma is that there's absolutely no way we can navigate it without making some of our players really mad. So basically this is just them saying, we don't want to upset our angry, racist, sexist, horrible, awful gamer fans. So we're just gonna not do anything. And that's it.
Yep. Steam has a pretty shoddy history with a lot of these things. There's a really good article from Polygon from last year written by a guest article written by Tim Caldwell called "Valve is Not Your Friend" and Steam is Not Healthy for Gaming. It's a really good article. I'll try and make sure it gets linked in the show notes. And it really explains some of the stuff. And Polygon also has an article about Valve, quote, the article is titled "Valve Gives Up on Responsibility" by one Mr. Ben Kuchera.
Yeah, yep. Steam is bad. I need to start checking out what's it, itch.io.
Yep, itch, and if you're looking for good alternatives, GOG is also. GOG doesn't have quite the expansiveness of Steam, but it also has a lot of stuff that you're not going to be able to find on Steam. I believe a lot of old Telltale games have made it on the GOG, and I don't know if they made it to Steam. You can get a lot of like old point and click stuff, but also a lot of new stuff. GOG.com is a very good website for these things.
Yeah, and now I just want to read some comments from Valve's blog post.
You can get the original Mirror's Edge for $3, which is very worth it in my opinion.
Isn't GOG the only place you can get Jazz Jackrabbit? Because if so, then that's very important.
Most likely. GOG also has like a seasonal sales thing like Steam does, so you can just kind of go wild when they decide to.
Yeah, I think there's a Devolver Digital sale on right now. You can get Hotline Miami 2 for like $2.
Hotline Miami's so good. Okay, I want to read some comments from the Steam blog post.
Sure.
So, one person says, "Thank you, Steam. It is very refreshing to see a platform that wants to remain neutral and allow the customers choose." That was written by Donald Trump. "Good job, Valve. I'm proud of you," says Dank Spanker. "Thank you for this. I was fearing Valve would slowly give into censorship." That person, of course, has an anime avatar. So, basically, exactly what you'd expect. Good choice. Let people police their own purchases. That's an anime avatar.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What anime is it from, though? Because that actually does inform the
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Okay, so that's like middle of the road. If it was a Nichijou avatar, they'd be good. And if it was a Dragon-Maid avatar, it would be bad.
Now, what if it was an Attack on Titan
And if it was an Attack on Titan avatar, they'd be a fascist.
The thing is, I hesitate to declaratively say that all Dragon-Maid avatars are inherently bad. Like, 99% of them are, or 95% of them are.
If it's a man with a Dragon-Maid avatar, it's bad.
But I was gonna say there are like 5% of people that I know with Dragon-Maid avatars who are just like lesbians who just like the character
lesbians are
like
valid.
Some of the characters.
Lesbians are always valid.
I can just say, by the way, I'm seeing a lot of comments here that are positive about Steam's choice. I'm seeing a handful that are negative, but I can tell you one thing. Every single person with an anime avatar is very positive about it.
That's not true. I have an anime avatar on Steam.
But you didn't comment on
this.
You
got a comment.
I got a comment. Just say poo-poo.
Are any of the avatars mega low punny?
They are all mega low punny.
Well, it's time to let.
It's time to what?
Let.
Yeah, it's time to let. Come on, you got to keep up on your memes.
I don't have an avatar on Steam.
If women are oppressed, then why Simon? A lot of people saying based Valve, please allow porn.
Is that a real comment you just read?
Yes.
Yeah, because they banned a lot of, quote, porn games, like, in the vein of Hunipop a couple of weeks ago, which led to the uproar about the banning of the anime games.
No. Yeah, Valve is pretty good.
No, what about the classic series Meat and Fuck?
Well, those are all on Newgrounds.
I don't think Meat and Fuck is going to be on Steam anytime soon. Although I guess I don't know that. I should probably check.
Please search meat and fuck without safe search on, and without being in incognito mode.
Right,
I want Google to know.
Yeah. Oh, can you all take the podcast for about 5 minutes or so?
Do you got to play a meat and fuck game?
I'm sorry, I can't keep up with this charade any longer. Meat and fuck is disgusting.
Sam's been beating his meat this entire recording.
Yeah, I just got to go finish. My brother listens to this podcast. I'm so sorry.
Which brother?
Oh, is it the one who says sad cuck face and does Ben voice and talks about Gregnant all the time? Because I don't think he's gonna mind.
Is it the one who
Anyway.
has made me listen with my own ears the word jelking over 50 times?
That's me.
My dad listens to this podcast.
I'm so sorry, Kevin Kloss.
I don't know if he
Doxxed.
keeps up with it.
Probably don't dox people's parents.
Linus's dad is
podcast.
relatively prominent.
He's mildly he's known around
He's
town
cool.
at least. Yeah,
Anyway, can you get your dad to cover Evil Men for our theme song?
I probably could.
Because it's a good song anyway.
He's got like this grant.
Is he a singer-songwriter?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
wow.
you can get him up on Google there.
Neat.
Yeah, he looks like me too.
And the thing about
Okay.
Evil Men is that it fucking slaps, so...
yeah,
It does slap.
The one thing you gotta know about our theme song is that it slaps.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he does look like you.
I'm now
That's
just
fucked
looking
up.
at pictures of Linus's dad. He does look a lot like you.
Yeah.
As dads often do. Anyway,
Enough about Linus's dad.
What's your dad like? I want to meet that dad. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
But anyway, gamers are bad. E3's next
Gamers
week, and
are
I
bad
can't wait to
is
fucking
basically
scream.
what we're trying to say.
If FromSoft does not give me at least a fucking name for the game that they previewed at the Sony press or whatever, the Paris Games Week last year, with just the tagline "Shadows Die Twice," I am Pokemon going to shit.
It's called Detroit Become Two Men.
When I showed my
Luna,
brother,
Sarah, I call it Gamer Ball.
man, I showed my brother that trailer and he lost his fucking mind in the living room.
Are we gonna find
Anyway,
out if Death Stranding is actually a game?
No,
It's not. Should we move on to questions?
I mean, well, we haven't actually discussed yet the Canadian election.
Yep.
You had an episode about it.
Yeah,
a-
but the bonus
yeah.
episode was recorded and uploaded before the polls closed, and the polls closed, and we're getting a majority conservative government.
That's right. Under
Yay.
Doug Ford. Fucking
The good one.
He's the literal brother of the meme mayor, except he's
That-
the one who was like the guy who ran the business while his brother was,
and
Jerking
stole all
off
the
and
money.
snorting
Bonk.
cocaine.
fucking and nutting
yeah, just
and
nutting.
doing cocaine. He was just nutting the entire time.
Yeah,
so
so
I logged on
it's
to
really
Twitter
good
and then,
because, like, you know, any progressive gains that we've made, even like the meager progressive gains we made under our shitlib government that we had for the last 13 years, are all going to be rolled back
Yep.
or weakened.
I'm
But
extremely-
Daddy Trudeau is the president. So
But this is good because now, after the PCs fucking kill everyone, the liberals will be like, well, now everyone's going to vote for us.
Yeah, because that's what they wanted.
Are
They
you
literally-
glad you didn't vote for us? Look what
the
happened.
PCs are gonna kill. Are we still talking about Steam? Thank you.
No, PCs are the progressive conservatives,
Sorry, wait,
which is an
when
extremely
did-
good joke name.
Sorry, when did we move off of felching? I've been talking about that this whole time.
Okay. Okay.
Enough
Anyway-
of this. Anyway,
bad
I've just
hell
been like
world.
sitting here in like a daze for the last 45 minutes.
Questions.
Yeah. If you'd like
We
to send us
got-
questions, you could send them to tumblr.com/HKIP. No, that's
No,
not
That's
it.
not
that is
how
not how that
Tumblr-
works.
HKIPGTD.tumblr.com/ask. Or you can send them to a bunch of other places where we'll forget to read them.
Alright,
That's right.
question from Anonymous. Opinions on the beta Pokemons that got leaked. I won't forgive Game Freak from keeping Baby Tangela from me. The
Nobody cares. Next question.
Yeah,
from
Okay, no.
Tax-
I need to say something. I'm recording a fucking episode of Elite Full Restore this goddamn weekend about this exact topic. Please listen to my Pokemon podcast that I'm bringing back after a 7-month hiatus.
Perfect, so let's not talk about this
The
anymore.
fact that Game Freak denied me the electric tiger Pokemon
Yeah,
is
that's
a fucking
Targeted
crime.
harassment.
that's
I know.
homophophia. As far
What's
as
the
I'm concerned.
Listen
what's the
to-
Pokemon
listen
that
to
was
Matt's-
confirmed real? Like the one that's been a joke, like for a long.
Geodude.
No, it's
for a
fucking
long
okay.
time.
It was Tentaquill. It kind
Tentaquill.
of looks like it, except
Fucking-
Yeah.
the thing about
It looks so
Tentaquill
much
is
like
that
Tentaquill.
Vondel drew it. Vondel, person
Oh,
who
man.
we actually know, drew that
Anyway.
fucking thing.
Google Tentaquill. Anyway,
Taxes wants to know, hey HKIP, the world is a fuck, so I've been looking for feel-good, wholesome media to read/watch. Y'all got any suggestions? So
Nichijou.
yeah, our Lightbringers for starters. I've been watching this anime called Samurai Flamenco, which is really nice and wholesome.
Nichijou. Yeah, man, I just like the entire slice of life genre of anime. Non Biori is incredibly wholesome.
Burnout Paradise.
Gochumon wa Usagi desu ka is incredibly wholesome if you can stand how fucking cutesy it is.
Yeah.
Just
I
Nichijou and Non Biori. That's
I
my
know-
advice. Oh, and Tanaka-kun wa Itsumo Keraruge. And Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun is fucking incredible.
Watch the good NBC sitcom The Good Place.
That's
which
what I
I'm
was
a very
gonna say.
big fan of.
It's
It's good. It's
I
good
What kind of
in that
anime
it's a
is
Mike
that?
Schur show, but it's also good that it's a Mike Schur show that's not propaganda.
It's
Yeah.
good, but bleep this if it's spoilers. I don't know if it's feel good.
It's
I don't know,
feel
it's-
Oh,
good.
because all the main characters died?
I would say that it's like the only show.
Oh, because Ash was in a coma the whole time?
It's feel good. I'm
call
gonna
it
go
feel
out.
good.
I'm gonna come out
also-
See,
and
like
say feel good.
I can't really recommend anything because all I've been doing is mainlining like leftist and media criticism podcasts, and they're all like pretty bleak because everything sucks.
Yep.
Speaking of feel good, can we just very quickly bring up the fact that Gorillas have a new member and it's literally Ace from the Gangrene
just-
Gang from
it's just
Powerpuff
him.
Girls, the actual literal him character?
it's
That
really
makes sense.
good. I think
And
that's,
one of
that's
the-
Not the him
actually-
character. Him is a different character.
Who's in-
sorry.
That's
Who's
a
in
fucking
prison now?
inspired decision.
Yeah, Murdoch's in prison, and he's. I hope he fucking rots there.
Fuck Murdoch. Murdoch, if you're listening, fuck you. You're a bitch, and I hope you die.
One last recommendation. I know I've said it a billion times before, but I'm going to say it again. Place Further Than the Universe is the most wholesome show I've ever seen with my two eyes. It's very good. Anonymous asks, lol, just thought it... Okay, I really like this ask. So, prepare yourselves. Your mind's about to get a little blown, so brace it. Lol, just thought of something funny. You know that picture of Ben Stiller, and he says, what is this, a center for ants? What if he said that, but what is this, a center for Donald Trump's hands? And he takes a big swig of pee-pee out of his cup, lol. Just thought I'd share it with you. I thought it was pretty funny.
Thank you.
Guys, I just got a text. Trump resigned.
Is Akumioi listening right now?
Yeah, let's just get this question over with.
Akumioi asks, if I need to take a piss and I'm about to clean my cat's litter box and the bathroom is all the way upstairs, is it okay to just piss in the litter box and then clean it out? I actually have a very concise answer to this, which is I think that's up to you. You're the one cleaning the litter box.
Yeah.
I feel like litter might respond differently to human piss chemicals.
Especially, and like, humans piss a lot more. So unless you have to take, like, the smallest piss.
The thing you gotta know about piss is that we make a lot of it.
Yeah, like, significantly more than any
If
cat.
you got like a high clump litter, you're gonna
Much
be
to
throwing
Donald
out
Trump's delight.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be throwing out the whole thing of litter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you do before, like, a full clean, not just, like, a scoop clean.
See,
Yeah.
now what you need to do is if you don't want to go all the way upstairs, just piss into your own mouth.
Damn,
Okay.
who let Bear Grylls on this podcast? Anyways,
Okay.
Leaf Crunch asks, thanks, Sarah, for mentioning Universal Paperclips. I've been playing all afternoon. Anyone else ready for fully automated luxury space gay paperclip production? Universal Paperclips is a game I've been playing for the podcast, Gabe Newell's Rosie Rupee Land, which I'm going to be on. And, I can't let myself get near clicker games because I literally did nothing today except for play quote unquote that game. It's a clicker idle game.
I will say, I've played it. I've played the entire thing. In my opinion, it is the only good, interesting, worth your time idle clicker type game that exists.
I think Space Plan also belongs in that category, but that's
I haven't heard of it, so that's not true.
I'm playing
Okay.
it now, and I'm just gonna keep creating paper clips till I run out of manufacturing wire.
Yep, that's how you play. Make sure you buy more wire, though.
No.
Okay. Well, you'll soft lock the game.
Hell yeah.
Which is valid. That's a correct strategy.
I like me a clicker game that has an ending, which Space Plan and Universal Paperclips both have.
Yeah, it has a story and a progression, and I like that.
Yep.
And it's funny, and it's good.
Anonymous wants to know, how's y'all's Pride Month going?
Thank you for asking. Nobody's been asking me.
Wonder why.
I don't know.
Do they just ignore your 16 honorary lesbian pins that you have on your messenger bag?
One for each time I've claimed that you called me an honorary lesbian.
My Pride Month is going, well, poorly.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Not for pride
I'm a
reasons.
straight, so it doesn't really matter how I'm doing.
So this is a question for just me and Linus. Linus, how's your Pride Month?
Well, I've got, like, some pretty low-key plans. I mean, I'm just working, and, you know, the fucking PC's just got a majority, so, like, not as great. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Toronto Pride.
if you go to Toronto Pride, we could just like destroy the Ontario legislature while we're there.
We could. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be at the parade. Every year I go to the parade.
You're going to Toronto Pride there this year, though, right?
I'm going to be down in Toronto, and
Okay, because I probably am too.
And we'll
Sarah,
see.
come up for Toronto Pride.
Every time I go to the Pride Parade, it's not as much fun as I thought it was going to be, and I get a sunburn. So I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
going to go this year.
See, I've never
yeah.
had a sunburn in my life, so I can't relate.
My Pride Month is going not great either, but for personal reasons, so I'm not going to get into it. Who would seduce you first? Elon Musk cranking his lever all day, or Jeff Bezos sexually washing dishes? That one from Surrey Jack 3000.
Okay.
Whose avatar is, I do have to say, a very good image. I'm assuming at least of Dio drawn in the panty and stocking style.
That does appear to be what it is.
It's good.
This is a pretty tight would you rather.
You love to see it. This is
a pretty
but now
stack.
this isn't a would you rather though, because this isn't. We have no power here. It's them who's seducing us.
Oh.
We're just seeing what would work
This
on
isn't-
us. And I
Yeah.
would say that I think I like a domestic man.
Yeah.
And also,
I-
Jeff Bezos has more money, so if I'm gonna fuck one of these ghouls, it might as well be the richer one.
Yeah. He can
I
pay all
can't-
my debts.
I can't answer either, because I don't
think-
like to imagine the idea of being seduced by a man.
I think that
That's valid.
mm,
As I said
think
earlier in the
that Elon
show,
Musk
lesbians
is-
are valid.
I think that Elon Musk is the more attractive of the two.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is weird looking.
And as we all know, I'm a huge Elon Musk fanboy.
God, I can't remember how just one of our first negative questions was
Was
calling
someone
you out
thinking that I was an Elon Musk
for
fanboy?
being a fucking bootlicker.
Yeah, I mean, to
We
be
did
fair,
play it up.
that was also like before some developments back when I thought that there was anything redeemable about him.
He's bad.
He is bad, is
Sam-
how I feel
Sam
personally.
confirmed for Muskie.
Okay.
Ooh, Sam is a real musky husky. Let's get Axel back in here.
Sam's gonna marry into the family via Thrush Musk.
Okay. I don't like you talking about me marrying a child who hasn't been born yet. I'm not Jacob from Twilight.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're gonna imprint on Thrush.
I'm not going to imprint on Thrush.
Literally a fat, hairy lesbian asks. Also, phenomenal name. Again, I need to iterate that every time. As much as I love companies pandering to me in June, rather than being shitty like Chick-fil-A, I always feel guilty about going to Pride events because it always feels like companies shilling for me to buy something with a rainbow on it. Ways to celebrate Pride Month without feeling bad? Also, Chick-fil-A sucks and peanut oil is garbage. Can't agree with you on that last one because I do like cooking tofu in peanut oil, but
Yeah.
the rest of it is... I honestly think that going to Pride and trying to support, basically trying to support any booth that does not have a trademark or reserved,
Yeah.
thing on it.
Just stay
I
away
think-
from corporations. Just don't worry.
Yeah.
Yep. Going to Pride is a very good way to help to do these things.
Buy
I-
an Elijah Daniel weed vape, Pride weed vape pen that he just came out with.
Now, do you have any idea how much money I would spend on a bong that was, colored like the lesbian flag?
$4.20, like the number. I hate to do this. Chick-fil-A is... I like to eat it. I just don't do it. But I do like to eat it. I'm
I
sorry.
indeed
I
have
have
tried
heard-
Chick-fil-A a grand total of one time when I was in the southern United States, and it was really, really good, and I hate myself.
Yeah.
It's not your fault the food is good.
I'm going to paraphrase Brooks and Eddie from Yada Yada Boys and say that I don't even remember what the fuck they said. They just said that despite how much that company hates 90% of their fan base, they do still like the crispy chicken.
It's good,
It's
unfortunately.
a good chicken.
Just don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Unless you steal it.
Ooh, yeah, that's praxis.
Praxis.
They opened a Chick-fil-A in my town for the first time, like, ever. And for the first month, there were, like, lines out onto the main road for the drive-thru.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
The Chick-fil-A in Seattle is exactly the same way. There's one Chick-fil-A in Washington State, as far as I know. And the line, they have to have, like, a police officer in front of the Chick-fil-A, which is fitting because Chick-fil-A is awful. Who is like directing traffic into the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
That's exactly what happened when there was they opened a Bojangles in Huntington. My brother and my
talked
brother
about this on the podcast.
told this exact same story
in this exact same way.
Yeah,
All
people
right,
like chicken, as it turns out.
last question for this week. Mike Dawson wants to know, it's Pride Month, so I need to ask, have you taken the time to mourn our Lord and Savior Macklemore, who died so we may live?
Yeah, he's Mackle-less now.
Yeah, he forgot, he just, yeah, okay, that was the joke I was going to make, so that's it.
It's the only joke that there is to make about Macklemore, because he makes all the other jokes for you. Remember when he put out a song where he's like, when I was in 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay.
Because I could draw, my uncle was.
Because I could draw, my uncle was.
And I kept my room straight. My mom said, Ben, you've liked girls since the 3rd grade, or what the fuck ever.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, but then it turned out I wasn't, and now everything's okay. By Macklemore, age 14.
And I can't change, even if I try.
It's just the thing from what was the Andy Samberg movie, Popstar?
Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, which is very good. My dad made me watch that movie, and it's very funny.
I need to watch that movie.
It's extremely
I don't watch
good.
movies, but I feel like I'd like it.
I'm still mad about this. Remember when Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album with whatever the fuck Macklemore's album was versus Good Kid, Mad City, which is one of the
fucking unbelievable.
One of the-
that is a disgrace.
Remember how
one of
he
the-
texted Kendrick Lamar and then posted the text on Instagram?
Oh my god.
I don't remember that.
like
douchebag.
Good Kid, Mad City is probably one of like the top 10 all-time hip-hop albums.
I
don't think my okay, you know what? I'll say top 25 just because I don't know enough about hip-hop to say that definitively, but it's very
I'm
fucking
comfortable
good.
saying it's one of the top 5 that I've heard personally.
Yes. I have like a short list in my head of hip-hop songs that have come out since Mo Money, Mo Problems that are better than
Thank you for correcting yourself.
that are better than that song, and like there are 4 songs on Good Kid, Mad City that are on that list. That's a short fucking list, by the way. It's about 20 songs long.
Yeah, there's not that many songs.
No, it's not.
Macklemore. The Lonely Island, okay? Do not get enough credit. I think they're very funny.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Andy Samberg just seems like such a nice boy.
He tries so hard, you know, and it's like, I feel like it's not appreciated. I feel like most of the, like, wokeness of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is, like, him.
It's also a lot of Mike Schur, because that's
Mike Schur too, but like it just, I don't know. It feels like the effort's coming from him. I'm sure everyone on that show is fine, but like I remember, what was that interview where someone asked him like, why aren't there ever any gay jokes about Holt? And he like in the middle of the question starts making the most disgusted face. That's a good.
It's very
that's
good.
A good gif. Yeah.
I think the bit is like he's one of those people who's like, you know, wokish,
yeah,
but doesn't like constantly talk about it.
Yeah,
I like
I
the part where he says Ace Ventura is transphobic.
He
Yes,
said that
he does
in like
indeed say
the 5th episode. Like that was the first season.
Is that the only time in fucking like American media that a person has said the word transphobic on a TV show?
It's possible.
Definitely,
I don't even think they say it on fucking Orange Is the New Black.
No, yeah.
Which all I can ever think of when I think of that show.
Well, that's
is
a Netflix
The
series,
time that
not
they
a TV
posted
show.
a picture of their writers' room, and it was like they were like self-congratulating themselves over the fact that the writers' room was almost entirely women. But then you'd look closer at the picture and notice that 0 people in the photo are black.
More like Orange is the New White.
Hey,
Got him.
That's what Donald Trump something.
thanks.
Thanks, Sam.
I don't think there was any need to finish that joke.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We're good.
Y'all want to do Lightbringers? Because I've gotten very severely depressed over the last half hour, and I think I'm going to get some Taco Bell to try and lift my spirits, which it certainly won't help.
That's a fucking
I got a
move.
Lightbringer. I played a game this week called Yoku's Island Express, which is like...
it's pronounced ukulele, actually, Sam.
Shit, that's right. I played a game called Ukulele. I played a game called Yoku's Island Express. Basically, the thing that everyone's saying to describe it, which is pretty accurate, is it's like a Metroidvania meets pinball game, where like you're a little dung beetle rolling around a ball that's not made of dung, and you get around the island by like playing pinball with the ball, and you're like getting dragged around with it, and it's just really nice and fun, and it's one of those rare games where it's a Metroidvania, so there's a lot of like backtracking, but just like the act of like getting around the island is part of the fun of the game. So like I never was bothered by the backtracking, which I usually am in games like that. It's just a real nice time, and I played it on the Switch, which is what you should do because you shouldn't buy it on Steam.
No one should ever buy anything
unless you don't have a Switch.
Sorry to interrupt, but there is some breaking news that developed in the last 4 minutes. Trump is going to skip the climate portion of the G7 conference after he got into a Twitter argument with Macron and Trudeau.
What?
What a fucking idiot.
God. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
So you ever just... okay, the best thing about this is that now Justin Trudeau doesn't have to be the most fucking embarrassing person at that conference, considering he just bought a fucking pipeline.
Oh my god.
Justin Trudeau literally purchased a pipeline as a form of corporate welfare from a company that was trying to build a pipeline.
I can't deal with the idea of the President of the United States getting in a Twitter argument with the Prime Minister of Canada and the President of France.
Oh, with MacDo, my favorite ship.
Don't say.
Hey, remember how?
I'm sorry I said the word felching, Matt, and I'm sorry I said it 3 times, but your words were worse.
Don't say to me the words MacDo. Unless you're a French Canadian referring to McDonald's.
My Lightbringer, I've got a bit of a preemptive Lightbringer this week, because my Lightbringer is the upcoming film Hereditary. Now,
you fucker, you stole mine.
Oh, I'm okay, but
it's a co-Lightbringer.
Shit.
Just both talk about it.
I am so fucking hyped for this movie because I went on Media Blackout because I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks fucking good. And then a bunch of the usual horror movie shit came out and was like, oh, we premiered it and people were like having trouble watching it. And now that it's out, the critic reviews are coming out and everyone is losing their minds over how good and how fucking scary this movie is. So like, I can't wait to see it. Please go check out Hereditary. You'll probably shit your pants. But like, if you're the kind of person that likes horror movies, definitely this is going to be one. I so love that we're like in a new renaissance of horror movies after dealing with bullshit for like a solid 10 years, it seemed like. We're post-Insidious now. They're making good horror movies.
Hey, you shut the fuck up. James Wan is a good director.
I'm saying Insidious is what heralded the new era. Insidious came out, and it's like, ooh, this is the kind of a throwback to, like, classic horror movies, and it's not, like, super gory or leans into being disturbing. It's atmospheric, and they have a cool monster. I'm saying Insidious is what started it. Okay. So we're living post-Insidious, where people started making fucking good horror movies again.
Well, I look forward to reading the plot summary of Hereditary on Wikipedia.
Big mood. I've been sitting here the entire time we've been recording this podcast in a daze because I live in a hell province. So I actually do have a Lightbringer though. It's a weird one. It's not really something I can just uniquely recommend. But it's just if I've been getting into like playing competitive Pokemon instead of just kind of like speculating about it, because it kind of just like the actual act of making competitive Pokemon in the game is so fucking tedious and boring. But like I literally just found a group of people who form like a tournament that they just do like seasons of battles with. And like everyone like kind of team builds together, and you have a group of guys you got to pick from, and it's actually just really fun. And I would highly recommend just trying to find a draft league community, because it takes a lot of the toughness out of selecting, because you kind of self-select down to a pool of things, and you kind of limit yourself so you're not paralyzed by choice, and it's really fun.
I guess a Lightbringer that I have is I've been playing a lot of Spelunky lately. It's one of the most popular roguelikes for a reason. It's fun.
Spelunky is good as hell.
Spelunky's fun.
That's going to do it for this week's episode. Tumblr.com, Twitter.com/hakipgood, Facebook.com/hakipgood, hakipgood@gmail.com to send us emails that we won't read. Patreon.com/hakipgood.
No, we actually will read the emails this time because we are doing the mailbag within
Oh, that's
a week.
true. We will read them. I mean, if you hear this, we probably haven't heard the probably haven't recorded the mailbag.
Yeah,
just
send
yet.
us some questions for the mailbag, especially if it's something like longer, because often if you guys send us like really kind of heady questions, we will not answer them because they're too fucking long. So send us the good shit.
Patreon.com/hakipgood. $1 will get you any of our bonus content, Lightbringers, post shows, outtakes, whatever the fuck. $5 will get you a shout out in the podcast and a special Discord status. So shout out to our patrons.
Thank you to Ambius, Roenberg, Star Asterism, Lawson Foundation, Alex Schaup, Nick Jagged, David Besser, Ashinu, Summergeist, Helga K, Delaney Fritz, 1-800-ARE-YOU-SLAPPIN', M. Chambers, Kadeho Jones, Harry Tomlinson, Dijonais, Jordan Hagen, Charlotte Warmington, Pregnant Seinfeld, Benjamin Kingstone Faria, Scout Shiro, Petaz, Evan, Lowe, Brett Houts, Stephanie Ruff, Ollie Anders, and Ellen Nordhog. Thank you very much for your support, folks.
Woo woo.
Can I say, every time I see new names on this list, it just warms my heart how much people are supporting this bad, terrible, awful podcast.
Thank you for wasting your money with us and not choosing something more valid.
Thank you all so very much.
I do like seeing how many of the emails, because we can see the emails that are attached to this. I do like seeing how we have a couple of obvious throwaway emails listed here.
Well, now I gotta look through all these emails.
No one wants to admit that they're a patron of
Let
our
me just
show.
absentmindedly read all these email addresses.
While Sam's doing that, thank you very much to the Taxpayers for the use of their song Evil Men off of the album Cold Hearted Town. It's a great song. And also, thank you to... you can go to our subreddit, reddit.com/r/HKIPGTD. Thank you to Bisexual Punch Party for setting that up for us.
Yes, and also for $10 a month, you get a big Discord role that lets you listen to our podcast while we record it, which is what some people are doing right now. We only got 2 people here. This is a light week. It's like they knew that we were going to do a bad episode. Thank you.
Thanks. Memento Pokemori.
Memento
Wait,
Pokemon.
we didn't do our our stuff
Which stuff?
where we say who we are.
You can find me on at Gaius Lulu on Twitter, Chiesas Nakas on Tumblr. My podcast, The Wonder Years and Fear Baiting. They're fun. One's an Animorphs podcast. One is a horror movie podcast. You can also check me out on the Speedrun Rochester Marathon, which is happening not this weekend, but the one after that. My run's pretty late. It's starting at, I believe, like just shy of 1 a.m. EST, but it's on a Friday night, so if you're up late, and I'll be tweeting about it. It's a Cuphead race, so it should be pretty fun. With with my friend and
Swag.
my friend Scott SWC19.
Nice.
You can find me at Linus Kloss on Twitter, and not pretty much nowhere else. That's pretty much it.
Hi, I'm Matt. You can find me on Twitter at MattGCN, and don't look anywhere else. I have a podcast called Elite Full Restore about Pokemon that hasn't updated in 7 months, but it's coming up. I also have another podcast about They Might Be Giants that should be launching soon.
Yes.
Me and my friend Trevor
Nice.
listen to every They Might Be Giants release.
Is there a name yet?
We have either Everything Right Is Wrong Again, like just the song straight up, or Giants Confirmed.
I like that.
It's very
That
good.
one's more of a meme, which speaks to me personally on a deep emotional
I do
level.
love memes. I'm getting show art commissioned for it right now from good friend of the show, Maddie Gonzalez.
The thing about meme,
So this
Is
is
that you
gonna, it's
get
gonna all
one.
be good.
I'm Sam. I'm twitter.com/posy-stress or positive-stress.tumblr.com, and I have a podcast called Jergin It that my brother and I do where we talk about the secret life of the American teenager and it's bad. This has been Hendrik Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemori.
Pokemori.
Bye.
Are you ready, kids? Do-do-do-do.
clap your hands. Now spread those wings. Do-do-do-do. Feather your bangs. Shake your buns. That's nice. Y'all think about your dad. What's your dad like? I want to meet that dad. Do-do-do-do.